Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right? Taking your meds, watching your numbers, but deep down, something still felt off? I want to tell you something today that might surprise you. Stroke prevention? It's not just about cholesterol, not just about your blood pressure pills. The real danger might be hiding in your morning coffee, or in that piece of toast you eat every single day, thinking it's healthy. And sometimes, the simple act of getting out of bed, yes, that one, can be the most dangerous thing your brain faces all day. I know that sounds backward, but after 30 years caring for brains and hearts, what truly keeps me up at night is this. So many strokes are not just bad luck. They're the final step in a long chain of tiny, innocent habits we repeat every morning, every year. That reflex to grab coffee before anything else. That rush to beat the day. We feel normal, but those quiet routines, they quietly wear away at the brain's circulation system. But here's what I want you to hear most. You are not powerless. You can change this story. With just a few small, intentional changes to how you start your day, you can cut your stroke risk dramatically. That's why we created this channel, Stroke and Heart Attack. Not to scare you. Fear only freezes people. What we offer here is knowledge. And knowledge, that's your protection. Today, I want to walk with you, one step at a time, through 7 common morning habits that I see so many seniors do without realizing the harm they may be causing. I won't just list them. For each one, I'll explain clearly why it's dangerous, what's going on inside your body, and how you can replace that habit with something simple, smart, and brain-safe. And while we go through these together, I want to hear from you. Does anything I say sound familiar? Have you ever felt these things? Please share it in the comments below. Your experience might be the thing that helps someone else. You are not alone. And I do hope you'll stay with me to the end, because mistake number 6 and number 7, they almost never get mentioned in stroke conversations, but they affect your body directly within minutes of waking up. Let's begin. Let's start with mistake number 1, the morning rush, jumping out of bed. When your alarm goes off, what do you usually do? Most folks I know, especially those who were used to busy lives, they jump right up, swing the legs over, stand fast. It feels efficient, like the day is waiting, and we've got to go meet it. But that sudden move, from lying flat to standing upright, might be one of the most stressful moments of your whole day. There's even a name for it, orthostatic hypotension. Here's what that means. When you sleep, your blood pressure naturally drops. Your blood vessels are relaxed. Your whole system slows down. But when you suddenly stand, gravity pulls blood down into your legs and abdomen. You lose, temporarily, 500 to 800 milliliters of blood from your upper body. In a young person, that's no problem. Their blood vessels are springy, flexible. Their body senses the drop in brain pressure instantly. The heart beats faster, vessels tighten, and blood shoots back up to the brain in a second. But when we get older, our vessels become stiffer. That's called arteriosclerosis. And the sensors that are supposed to warn our brain, they get slower. They don't respond as fast. Now add in blood pressure meds, which are important, but they lower your pressure even more. And what happens? You stand up, and for several seconds, your brain might not get enough oxygen. That lightheaded feeling, seeing little sparks or stars, feeling unsteady, that's not just aging. It's not normal. It's a sign your brain isn't getting enough blood. And if you already have risks, like clogged arteries, that brief moment can be enough to trigger a clot, or even dislodge a bit of plaque. That's how some strokes, or TIAs, begin. So what can you do? The brain-saving solution, the 60-second rule, is very simple. When you wake up, Don't move right away. Just take a few slow, deep breaths while still lying down. Then sit up slowly, but don't swing your legs yet. Stay seated on the bed for about 30 seconds. Let your system adjust. Then plant your feet. Take a few more deep breaths. When you feel ready, stand up slowly, using support if needed. Once you're upright, just stand still for another 30 seconds. That minute, that one mindful minute, gives your brain time to get the blood it needs. You're not being slow. You're being smart. You're giving your body what it needs.
Mistake number 2, reaching for coffee before water. What's the first thing you drink in the morning? For most people, it's coffee. That smell, that warmth, it's comforting. But as your brain doctor today, I want to be honest. Starting your day with coffee before water is a dangerous mistake. Here's why. While you sleep for 7 or 8 hours, you're constantly losing water. You breathe out moist air, you sweat a little, and you're not drinking during those hours. So when you wake up, your body, especially your brain, is dehydrated. Your brain is about 75% water. It feels that loss more than any other organ. And when your body's low on water, your blood becomes thicker, more sticky, like honey instead of water. That thick blood doesn't move as easily. It strains your vessels. It's more likely to form clots, which can block the arteries in your brain. Now, you drink coffee. Coffee tells your kidneys to release more water, which dehydrates you further. But that's not all. The caffeine in coffee wakes up your nervous system, your fight or flight system. It makes your heart beat faster. It tightens your blood vessels. And now, that thicker blood has to push through tighter pipes at a higher pressure. That is a perfect storm for triggering a stroke. So here's what I recommend. The brain-saving solution. Water first, always. You don't need to give up coffee. Just change the order. The very first thing that touches your lips, before meds, before breakfast, before caffeine, should be a big glass of room-temperature water, about 12 to 16 ounces, not ice cold. This rehydrates your body gently. It thins the blood, wakes up your digestion, and gives your brain a much safer start. After that, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then enjoy your coffee. You've just protected your brain with a simple, beautiful ritual. Are you someone who always grabs coffee first? Or have you already experienced the quiet strength of starting your day with water? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Your habit might help someone else. And if this helped you, give this video a like. It helps more seniors find these tips when they need them most. Are you someone who reaches for coffee the moment you wake up? Or have you already experienced the quiet strength of starting your day with water? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Your story, just a few words, could be the nudge that helps someone else make this small, life-saving change. And if this message is helping you feel more in control of your health, please tap that like button. It helps this video reach more seniors just like you, who deserve to feel steady, clear, and protected every single morning.
Mistake number 3. Eating the healthy, high-sodium breakfast. Let's talk about what's on your breakfast plate. Many of my patients tell me with pride, "Doctor, I have whole grain toast every morning." Or, "I eat cereal, I'm being healthy." But here's what they don't realize. Some of these healthy choices are quietly packed with salt, and that can raise your stroke risk in the early hours of the day. You see, sodium, or salt, is hidden in so many common foods, not just the shaker on your table. It's in your bread. It's in flavored oatmeal packets. It's in cottage cheese, breakfast sausage, and even healthy cereals. Now, here's what most people don't know. In the morning, your blood pressure naturally rises. It's part of your body's rhythm.
If your first meal is high in sodium, you're pouring gasoline on a fire. Salt pulls more water into your blood vessels. This increases the total volume of blood flowing through your arteries. And just like forcing more water through a hose, the pressure rises. This makes your heart work harder and puts dangerous strain on the inner walls of your arteries, what we call the endothelium. Over time, this can lead to damage, inflammation, plaque buildup, and eventually, clots or ruptures. The brain-saving solution. Become a sodium detective and prioritize potassium. You need to check your labels. The American Heart Association recommends that older adults aim for less than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day. You'd be shocked to know that 2 slices of bread and a bowl of cereal could give you 600 milligrams, almost half your day's limit. But there's good news. There's a natural antidote to sodium, and that's potassium. Potassium helps your body get rid of excess salt. It also relaxes the walls of your blood vessels, which brings pressure down. Here are a few easy swaps you can try. Instead of flavored instant oatmeal, use plain rolled oats. Top them with banana and a few unsalted nuts. Instead of sausage, try a boiled egg with some avocado and spinach. Those are loaded with potassium. Instead of toast, try a bowl of plain Greek yogurt with some fresh berries. Greek yogurt is lower in sodium than cottage cheese. These are small changes, but they support healthy pressure, right when your brain needs it most.
Mistake number 4. Ignoring the quiet whispers. Minor symptoms. This one is close to my heart because it's the one that breaks my heart the most. Have you ever felt dizzy for no reason, just for a minute? Or had numbness in your hand or face, and then it went away? Or had a word on the tip of your tongue that you just couldn't grab, then it came back? It's easy to brush these off. I must be tired. I skipped breakfast. Maybe I just need more sleep. But I want you to hear me clearly. These are not nothing. These are something. As a brain doctor, these are red alarms. They are likely what we call TIAs, transient ischemic attacks, or mini-strokes. A TIA happens when a blood clot briefly blocks an artery to your brain. Then the clot moves or dissolves on its own before causing permanent damage. That's why the symptoms fade. But a TIA is your body's warning shot. It's the biggest predictor of a real major stroke. People who have a TIA are up to 10 times more likely to suffer a disabling stroke. Ignoring a TIA is like seeing smoke coming from your attic and going back to bed. Morning is a common time for these to occur because of low hydration, blood pressure spikes, and thick blood. The brain-saving solution? Acknowledge, document, and act. If you feel a strange symptom, even if it goes away in minutes, do not ignore it. Acknowledge that something's wrong. Write down the time, the date, and exactly what you felt. That note can save your life. Then act. Call your doctor. Don't wait. Tell them, I think I may have had a TIA. Use those exact words. That phrase gets attention. It leads to scans, to tests, to action before a bigger stroke happens. These little whispers are your chance to act early. Don't let them slip by.
Mistake number 5. Inconsistent or improper medication habits. Now I want to ask you something directly. Do you take your medications at the same time every day? Do you take them with a full glass of water? Or do you sometimes take them late, with a sip of coffee, or maybe forget them entirely? Look, I know it's easy to slip up, but this kind of inconsistency is risky, very risky. Your morning pills for blood pressure, cholesterol, blood thinners, they are not just pills, they are your armor. They're timed to protect you right when your body is most vulnerable. Skip a dose, and your pressure can surge. Take them with coffee, and your body may not absorb them properly. Take them with no water, and they may not even dissolve. It's like going into battle and forgetting your shield. These little routines, taken seriously, are what protect your brain and heart for the whole day. The brain-saving solution: make it a non-negotiable ritual. Make this a ritual, not a chore. Use a weekly pill organizer. You'll know at a glance if you've taken your dose. Set a daily alarm on your phone, one that becomes part of your routine. Link it with something you already do, like after I drink my morning water, I take my pills. And always, always take them with a full glass of plain water, not juice, not coffee. These little adjustments might feel small, but they are your lifeline. Mistake number 7. Flooding your brain with stress first thing. Let me ask you honestly, what's the first thing your brain sees in the morning? Is it the news? Your phone? A flood of emails or headlines or worries? If so, I understand. It's become a habit for many people. But here's what happens inside your body when you do that. Your stress system switches on instantly. Your brain releases cortisol, the main stress hormone. And cortisol, especially first thing in the morning, can do real damage over time. It raises your blood pressure, it stiffens your blood vessels, it increases inflammation in your body, and it weakens the protective lining inside your arteries. You are starting the day in emergency mode before you've even stood up. That sets a tone for the next 12 hours. The brain-saving solution: create a no-stress buffer zone. You don't have to meditate or chant mantras. Just give yourself the first 15 to 30 minutes without screens, without news, without noise. Here are some gentle options. Sit quietly by a window. Say a short prayer. Stretch your shoulders and neck. Put on soft music. Or do 5 minutes of deep breathing. In through your nose, out through your mouth, slowly. This buffer zone helps your nervous system stay calm. It sets the tone for a day that's steady, clear, and safe. It protects your brain, your mood, and your blood pressure all at once. Let's take a deep breath together. You've just heard the 7 morning mistakes that I've seen contribute, quietly, repeatedly, to strokes in people over 60. They are: jumping out of bed too fast, drinking coffee before water, eating hidden sodium, ignoring strange little symptoms, skipping or misusing your meds, holding your bladder, and flooding your brain with stress. Each of these, on its own, might seem small, but together, repeated every day, they create the perfect storm. Now here's the good news. You don't have to fix everything overnight. Just pick one. Maybe tonight, you place a glass of water on your nightstand. That's it. Or maybe you promise yourself, I'll sit for 60 seconds before standing tomorrow. Small, steady steps. You are the guardian of your brain, your memory, your independence. You have more power than you think, and I believe in you. If even one of these tips helped you today, please give this video a thumbs up. Share it with someone you love, and let me know in the comments. Which habit surprised you? Which one will you try first? And don't forget to subscribe to Stroke and Heart Attack so we can keep bringing you real, thoughtful advice to protect your health. One step at a time. You've got this.